What's up guys, Raymie here with So Yeah Quilting, and today I'm going to be showing you another amazing Vegas strip tutorial. Now if you do not know what a Vegas strip is, I've got one right here that I'm going to open up for all of you. They are a super great way to showcase your larger prints, your Kate Fassett, your Anna Marie Horner, your So Yeah, you know? And they make for really beautiful quilts without having to get so small in your quilt blocks. They measure 6.5 inches wide by the width of fabric. This is a beautiful Vegas strip. These are available on soyaquilting.com or on any of our live sales. We will have Vegas strips available. They come with a free sticker in every single one, and we have dozens of free patterns for our Vegas strips. Now that you've seen what a Vegas strip is, we're going to go ahead and jump into our Flying Wheels kit and show you a little bit of what we can do with a Vegas strip. As you can see, I've already cut out my squares. Now, I'm going to warn you, there's a little bit of some dramatic cutting instructions, I would say. We have a 6 3/8, 4 inches, and 3 7/8. So just be careful when you're cutting. Measure twice, cut once. Everybody knows the rule, just so that you can get the proper sizing here. Now that everything is cut, we're gonna go ahead and take our fabric B 4-inch squares, and we're going to draw a diagonal line on all of them. Now that I've drawn on all of my diagonal lines, I'm gonna go ahead and sew my fabric A 4-inch square to my fabric B 4-inch square. And now we're going to sew a 1/4 inch seam down both sides of this line. So if you have a 1/4 inch foot, just line it up with the line in the middle, or you can pin, you can mark, you can kind of just eye it, which is what I'm gonna do. I don't normally pin. I'm gonna go ahead and get these sewn. I've got all 4 of my little half square triangles sewn here. I'm going to cut along that line, and then I'm going to press these blocks open. For these ones, I'm going to press to the dark side. Normally with a half square triangle, I like to press them open seamed, but because we are using white as the background, I don't want it to show through, so I'm going to press to the dark side on these ones. Now that I've pressed all of my half square triangles here, I'm going to go ahead and square them to 3 1/4 inches. Now the most tedious part is pretty much done. We have our half square triangles here, and again we have our large squares and our small squares. Now we are going to take all of our squares that we haven't touched yet and cut them on a diagonal. So you're only going to subcut them once diagonally across the square. So I'm going to go ahead and cut all these down, and I'll meet you back here. Now that I have everything cut, I'm going to go ahead and lay out my first half square triangle. As you can see, these points here are going to overlap quite a bit. That's okay, that's what we want. That way there's no mishap when we're trying to align that seam. So I'm going to go ahead and take my half square triangle and my just regular plain triangle, line up the corners here, and I'm going to sew a 1/4 inch seam down the side. Now that we've sewn that first seam, we're going to go ahead and add our second triangle here. Again, just lining it up with that corner, making sure those little points cross quite a bit. Now that our half square triangle is complete, we're going to go ahead, take a ruler here that has a 45-degree line, line that up, and we're going to trim a 1/4 inch off of the bottom of this triangle. What we're looking for here is that we are a 1/4 inch away from our seams. We're giving ourselves that 1/4 inch seam allowance. So then all your little points are gone from that little crossover, and it looks nice and tidy. Now that that's all done and trimmed, we can go ahead and sew our fabric B triangle directly to it, and that will line up perfectly. Now I'm going to go ahead and get all of these sewn, that way we can put all of our actual block together. There we go, gonna go ahead and iron it. Only perfect points allowed. Just kidding. So for one block, I have 4 of our little sub blocks here. So now we're just going to arrange them to make our pinwheel. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and sew our top 2 squares together and our bottom 2 squares together, and then I'll come back before we sew that final seam. We have 1 seam left on our block, and that is gonna be super simple. We're just gonna fold it over. And just like that, you have finished a block for the Flying Wheels quilt. Now guys, like I mentioned earlier, all of our Vegas strips are on soyaquilting.com and on our YouTube live shows. Now those shows are Tuesday and Saturday nights at 4 p.m. Pacific time. This quilt turned out beautifully. We were using the Fossil Fern collection by Benner Text. And as you can see, all of the colors just look so good in this. You could also do it with a more neutral background or a more neutral focal piece. It's really just up to you and what you want your quilt to look like. Ours looks a little more wild, a little brighter. So you could do this in Civil War tones. That would look absolutely beautiful. Again, it's up to you. You are the mastermind behind your quilt. Now, don't forget guys, like and subscribe. We have officially made it over 100,000 subscribers, and if you haven't subscribed, you could have been a part of something monumental. So make sure you're a part of our 1 million subscriber count when we get to that point. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time at Soya Quilting.